Hi, my name is Partha Chakraborty, and today we're going to talk about understanding the sales processes. Now, let me share a story, or rather, an experience, that happened with me last year. So, I had been to a mall, and I wanted to purchase a AC for myself. So, I visited the mall, and I went up to that particular area where all the products were displayed, and I was looking into the products and the price and other things. And then, after a while, there was the gentleman who came in, supposed to be a salesperson, and he started asking me, "Sir, I've been observing that you're looking into all these products. So it seems that you are looking at these ACs." I said, "Yes." So he said, "Sir, are you going to purchase it today?" So with that question, I was a little taken aback. Why is he asking whether I want to purchase this AC today or not? But anyway, finally, I said, okay, yeah, I want to purchase. And then he said, okay, fine. So why don't you come down and, have a seat here, and so that, I can bring all those documents and, brochures and everything, so that I can show you about the features and, about the product details. Everything. So he took me to a different place, and he started showing all those brochures to me. Apparently, what I found was he kept on talking about a particular brand, and he kept on saying that, okay, this is this brand and this is how it is. So I was trying to understand that why is he only talking about this brand. So I just immediately stopped him and said, why are you talking about this particular brand? It seems you're pushing this thing. He said, no, no, sir, I'm not pushing. I just want you to understand that this particular brand has a particular feature which could be beneficial to you. I said, okay, what is the feature? He said, sir, it has got an anti-corrosive unit on the on the unit which is on the outer side, which we fix on the outside of the building. And he said, over this, there is this anti-corrosive paint which has been put over there, which is going to help you. I said, how? He said, sir, you might have seen there are a lot of hotels which are situated in near the coastal areas. And what happens is there's a lot of salt contained in the air. So due to this, there's also a lot of humidity in the air. So it affects these units which are outside, and it forms rust, and hence it becomes corrosive. So the durability of the product is lessened, and hence this product also has got this facility of this anti-corrosive protection. So that is going to create a lot of difference in this particular product. So I looked at him for some time, and I then said that, see, I am staying close to the Kolkata airport, which is approximately 200 kilometers away from the nearest sea coast. So, I just made a little fun, and I said that, by the time the air starts, blowing, or the wind starts blowing from the coastal area, and by the time it reaches and travels 200 kilometers and reaches my place, all the salt and the humidity is going to go. So, I don't require this product that you're talking about. But then he kept on insisting me, sir, this has got this paint, and it is going to increase the durability. It is going to help you in this particular product, and blah blah blah. And he also started adding that Kolkata has got so much of pollution, and there's also humidity in the air. So I would recommend this particular product. So I listened to him for some time, and then finally I left, because he kept on telling me, sir, it is going to help you, the durability of the product and all those things he kept on telling. And while I was leaving, he quickly looked at to his boss, who was a store manager. So even the store manager came to me and he said, sir, what happened? And then I said, no, no, it's nothing, I'll come back later. And I left. Now the question is, why did I go? I had actually gone there to, to make up my mind, and I was actually reviewing the products. And if I got the deal, I would have actually gone ahead and purchased it. And to be honest, I went to a different store and I did purchase on the same day. But the point is, why did I go? So what happens is, in a sales environment, there could be pressures, there could be any other things which might be, bothering you. But a salesperson has to always understand the need of a customer, and he should be, asking a lot of questions. So probing is very important. Giving alternatives is also very important. Making the customer feel that, okay, I'm concerned uh, uh, with the issue that you are facing, or I am trying to give you a solution to the issue that you are facing, or I'm trying to give some additional benefit to you according to whatever the budget or whatever that you are having. So basically, the salesperson should be a solution giver person. The salesperson should portray that, okay, I'm here to help you, I'm here to give you a solution, and we should not push. We should always relate to the value of a product rather than trying to show uh, one particular. Because here what happened in the same example which I said, I felt as a customer that he was pushing, and somewhere there was this disconnect which also happened. And it is also very important, how are you starting the conversation? Remember what he asked me? He said that, are you going to purchase today? That means he's got tremendous pressure, and he wants to close the deal very quickly, and that's why that statement came up. You might be having pressure, you might be having a lot of things in your head, but when you're actually dealing with a customer, you should be very clear on your thought process, that, okay, I am here to give a solution to the buyer, I am here to create some value for the buyer. And that is how our transaction should be, that is how our conversation should be. And very importantly, you should probe to understand the needs of the customer. Otherwise, if you don't understand the need, you will end up proposing something else which will not match up the customer's requirement. And as I mentioned here, in my case, the salesperson spoke about something else which did not relate to my requirement, and finally what happened, I left. So it is very important to understand the requirement, and accordingly give him the solution of what exactly that he is looking at. In my case, it was the AC that I was looking at. So what I'm trying to say here is that at times, you will face a lot of, objection handlings in terms of cost and in terms of what is the return of investment, what kind of technology, does this particular product have. So we should have all these things in our mind, and accordingly, slowly, get all these things into the minds of the customer, so that the customer understands that, okay, this particular product is actually going to help, or it is going to fulfill the requirement that I have. So over here, I'm going to introduce this beautiful technique, which is called fabbing technique. So F stands for the features, the A stands for advantages, and B stands for benefits. So what we're trying to say here is that as a salesperson, we should always talk about the features of this particular product and then translate that to advantages, and how those advantages are going to create benefit to the customer, and then link that benefit with the requirement of the customer. And if you are able to close this circle in a beautiful way, your game is done. The customer will find the value in the proposition that you are making. And as I mentioned previously, you should have all those knowledge, so that it will help you in your objection handling, so the right questions can be asked. And even if the customer is asking about some kind of questions or queries or objections, you should be well prepared to give him those answers. And all answers should relate to this fabbing technique. All answers should relate to what is the benefit that he is going to get. If it is related to price, maybe he might say, the price is very high, or this is that or that is that. Again, you have to translate that to how that additional price is creating an advantage, or how it is making a differentiator with some other brand or some other product, and how that differentiate is converting into his benefit, and how that is relating to the requirement that he has. If you are able to close that, your game is on, and you will be able to close the deal very quickly. So my sincere request to all my friends out here, that please pay attention in understanding the needs of the customer, and also probe correctly, and then finally give him a solution and make some value addition to his decision making process. So what we are trying to say here is, the sales process is basically prospecting, trying to understand, which kind of customer or the target audience that we are looking at, and then slowly, doing a lot of homework and preparation of understanding the product, or understanding the features, or understanding the services, and then how do you frame that into your approach? How do you present it across to the customer? And then finally, about objections, how are you handling? So handling is also related to your preparations. So if your preparations are not correct, and the approach toward the customer is not correct, your objection handling is going to be, get a little more difficult out there. And then finally closing up and then following up, right? So this is a repeat process, and then this is how the sales process is defined. And my dear friends, let us understand these basics so that we can incorporate these things, and we should be able to create value in the customer's mind, and will help the customer in his decision making, and finally close the sales. So with that, let's understand this and make a difference in our approach, make a difference in our way that we sell, make a difference in the way that we create relationships and bonding and create rapport with the customer. Because that's also important. Why? Because if we create value, if we create rapport, if we make the customer feel a particular difference, he's going to feel satisfied, he's going to come back. And it is always said, right? One happy customer will create 10 happy customers, because he's going to go back and talk to his friends, talk to his relatives. And these days, social media is very powerful. People write a lot of comments and everything on social media, and it will spread. So let's be a great salesperson and make that difference in our way that we deal with our customers. Thank you very much. Happy selling.